there, awesome artists. This is a fossilized cystoid geode. And I actually got this from Longhorn Cavern State Park. Now, I didn't find it on the ground. I bought this in the gift shop. And even though geodes can be found all over the world, this one here isn't from Texas. It's actually from Morocco, Africa. But they sell them in the gift shop to teach people about rocks and crystals and geodes. A geode is a term that scientists use to describe a rock that's hollow, filled with crystals inside. Sometimes the rock is completely filled with crystals inside, and sometimes there's a little bit of hollowness inside as well. So we're gonna crack this open and see what's inside. I've got a hammer, and I didn't have a chisel, so I'm gonna try this screwdriver. We'll see what happens. And of course, because safety is important, I've got my safety goggles. All right, let's go.
Do not attempt this at home, artists. While I have safety goggles on and I'm working outside, there are rock bits flying all over the place, and that hammer narrowly missed my hand. This is a lot more challenging than I thought it was going to be. I'm going to have to try this a different way.
Well, that was awesome. You know, I thought it was going to be solid all the way through, but I think it's really neat how you can see some of that hollowness inside there, like a geode is supposed to have. Now, the crystals inside, they're called quartz, and I came inside and I was reading about quartz in this National Geographic kids book all about rocks. And it says that quartz is the most common mineral found on Earth's continents, and it's also the most colorful mineral. It comes in lots of different colors. Let's use these geodes as inspiration for our art today.
Grab a piece of paper and a Sharpie marker. If you don't have Sharpie, you can use a black colored pencil or a black crayon. We're going to be using our watercolor today, so get a cup for water. And we're going to be using a mineral from the kitchen. We're going to be using salt on our watercolor today. You can also have your oil pastels if you choose to. Start off by using only straight lines to draw a contour line for the outside of the crystal. We're going to be creating polygonal shapes on the inside. Remember, polygonal shapes are made up of triangles and trapezoids, so make sure all your lines are straight. Once all of your shapes are created inside the crystal, select 3 colors of either warm or cool watercolor paints. I'm going to use warm colors for this, so I'm going to be using yellow, red, orange, and some pink. Fill the entire crystal with the color of your choice. Paint the lightest color first in all your areas you wish to see that color. Then paint the next lightest color second. Don't worry so much if the paints mingle. This adds to the interesting details and textures that emerge. Finish with the darkest color. While your watercolor is wet, sprinkle a little bit of salt right on top of the watercolor. This will give your painting an interesting textured effect. Then set it to the side to dry. Instead of drawing one large crystal, you can draw several small crystals. Play around with different colors and different ideas. On this one, I'm taking a white oil pastel and I'm making lines within my crystals. And when I paint, I will be creating a watercolor resist. Remember to choose only warm colors or cool colors to paint your crystals. As you can see, my crystal on the left, I chose cool colors, blue and purple, but I could have added green to it as well. On this one, I'm going back to warm colors, but you can see that white oil pastel is resisting that watercolor, giving it kind of a sparkle effect. Remember, if you have salt, sprinkle some salt on your wet watercolor to create a textured effect. I cannot wait to see what you create.